onward and upward. I don't need your applause. It's a God Oppling, LBTV. If you're new here, smash the like button. Smash the sub button, stay connected. This is a rest haven for trill ones. And if you don't like anything that I say, feel free to smash that unlike button. As I always say, you really ain't got to do now one of what I just said because I'm onward artwork regardless. What up, Boxing Scholar? How you doing, brother? I appreciate you sliding through. Yeah, so I just got done with my little mile run. Last night, I had 3 Shirley Temples, and I had 2 Miami Vices, which have like tequila or something in it. And then I slid through Burger King, and I got 2 Whoppers, no onion, add mustard on them bitches. Them hoes was fire as hell. I got up late today. My wife and my daughter, they go to the gym at 8 o'clock, so I was like, man, let me just wait and run later when the sun is fully out. Oh, man. Yeah, it was like a punishment, though. I can't cap. But once you start running for a while, you hit a stride to where you can just keep going. You just got to focus on your breathing. And again, I just want to play my part in taking care of myself, moving. Because like I always say, you ain't old, you just lazy as fuck. You need to move your body. And if I could be an inspiration to anybody out there, then shit, get moving. Shit, you ain't gotta run. Do something active though. That's what I'm on. But yeah, them Shirley Timbers were fire. And one thing I realized, and this is, I mean, I realized this before, but a drink simple as a Shirley Temple, right? Everybody doesn't make it the same. Every bartender is different. And so the first one I had, it was alright, you know what I'm saying? But the third one I had when we little bar, it was legit. It was official. So, and then like I said, the Miami Advice, all that is like strawberry daiquiri. It's like a frozen drink. It's strawberry daiquiri mixed with pina colada, and so it's like a mix. And this one they had some tequila and that shit. So I really don't drink that much, to be honest. I'm more of a social drinker, if anything, but I'm a super lightweight. and just to keep it 100, I shouldn't have been driving, really, to be honest. I shouldn't have been driving, but that's why I had to swing through Burger King. I'm like, man, I gotta get something to eat. By the time we left the little place, shit was closing up and shit, but anyways, man, I got up and I did my run, man. Like I said, I gotta stay disciplined. I also caught myself trying to make some excuses for myself, like, nah, you ain't gotta do it today. You good? You just had a good night. Nah, let me get my ass up. These are the best times to get out there and really do it when you really don't want to do it. So I'm happy that I stuck to my guns and developing my discipline. What up, Fi? How you doing, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through. Quee, what's up, big sis? How you doing? Miss Joette, how you doing, sis? How you doing? Appreciate you sliding through. So yeah, man, I'm again, you already know I'm here for a short time, not a long time. Let's get into these topics. Okay, the first one is Fundora versus Thurman tonight, and giving my prediction. Yeah, the street I live on is a busy street, and You're gonna hear a lot of cars running back and forth, so don't mind that. But anyways, Fundora versus Thurman. I do not believe in Thurman whatsoever. My main reason why is because he truly he disappointed the hell out of me in his fight versus Pacquiao. And yes, I understand that I can't compare that fight to this fight, but we know fucking Fundora is like the boxing Dazzler. I'm sorry. You know, Dazzler from Street Fighter, for those who are game heads. And he's young. Thurman has been out the ring he hasn't been that active at all. And I just feel like Fundora is hungry and he's looking to add Thurman to his list of victims. We already know Thurman, he don't like body shots. In all essence, Fundora, he just got to stay on the outside and piece him up, to be honest. Thurman, he's got his back against the wall in this fight. He has to win this fight. And so with him having to win this fight, it actually puts him at a disadvantage because he's going to have to take some risks. And these risks that I feel like Thurman's going to take is going to most likely have him ending up like Tim Tszyu, fucked up. So I got Fundora edging this house. Don't get me wrong, I would love for Keith to somehow pull this off and win it. It would be dope because, let's be honest, Keith Thurman, he know how to sell the hell out of fight. He got the gift to the gab, even though he is corny. Let's just be honest, he corny as hell, but he knows how to sell a fight. He knows how to talk his shit. And for that, I'm gonna give him his props for that. I can't minimize him or nothing like that. Of course, just like any other fighter, he says a lot of shit that I just don't like, but it is what it is, man. Let's see what Thurman can do tonight. I am not watching this fight. I will be in OG KQKC's chat, listening to him call the fight. You already know how it is. Listening to the commentators is pretty pointless. If you're really a real boxing fan and beyond the casual, let me just go ahead and admit, man, I wanna minimize myself as far as boxing and say that let me say I'm a casual in the sense of, because I'm not here to know the most about boxing and make like I know more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I assess things how I assess them, and I just give my opinion on shit. So I'm not trying to be the best boxing. I said all this shit before. I'm not here to try to be the best boxing commentator or none of that shit, or have 100% perfect predictions. I'm just here for the love of the sport and talk my shit. That's about it. That's why I don't even talk really. I rarely talk boxing. I'm gonna still stick to it here and there, but it's definitely not my main focus. And that's why I always clearly tell you I'm not a boxing channel. But I believe Fundora about to fuck this boy up. He about to do him real dirty. And it's Thurman's gonna end up a highlight reel. That's how I feel. I know he keep talking about what was that, Mendoza? What was that old boy name? What's his name? Mendoza that knocked out Fundora? Was that his name? He keep trying to reference what he did, but nah, bro. Nah. Yes, Keith is better than that guy, but I just don't feel that he's going to be able to set it up. Because even since that fight, Fundora has gotten better. So, but we're going to see how it plays out. If I'm right, I'm just right. If I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. I ain't going to lose sleep. I sleep great at night regardless of any outcome of boxing. Even when my man, EJ, got fucked up by Terrence, I slept great that night regardless. Yes, I lost money. Hey, it is what it is. Paid up and keep it moving. Speaking of EJ, if Keith so happens to win this fight, he need to get off his bullshit. I'm tired of hearing EJ talking about he won't fight Keith. He needs to fight him. Right now is like the prime for that fight. It'll be prime for that fight if Keith so happens to pull this off tonight. I want to see it. It's a big money fight. EJ and Keith Thurman. We already know Thurman gonna come in there talking plenty of shit. Like I said, he's great at selling fights. I want to see it. I understand the whole situation of wanting to stick to your guns as far as not fighting. Fuck that, man. Let's move on from that bullshit. Let's live in the now. Let's live in the present moment. EJ, nigga, get in that fucking ring and beat his ass. Why not get paid? Why not get paid to beat his ass? Why not? Shit. If it's somebody I truly don't like who try to fuck me over, I'ma love to get in that ring for some money, for a great payday to beat his ass. Hell yeah. Shit, line them up. So, EJ, stop playing with us. Stop playing with yourself. But moving on, y'all. What's my next topic? I think it was it 50 Cent? I think it was 50 Cent donates. Oh, okay. Yeah, 50 Cent donates to 9 nonprofits in Sheverport, Louisiana. I know a lot of people is not talking about this. This is great news. We already know a lot of people love to just report on drama. And we just know people love... drama just catches like fire. We know this. Good news is pretty stagnant. But yeah, I don't know the exact amount. He donated to 9 different nonprofits in Sheverport, Louisiana. Of course, you already know 9 represents the number of times he was shot back in the day. So that's a symbolic reason behind that number. And we already know that. I think it was like the grand opening of the movie studio out there in Sheverport. So shout out to 50 Cent, man. This is great news. He's adding to the economy of Louisiana. We already know poverty is poverty, but there's levels to poverty. And we know that down in that area, that's an area of poverty that's pretty high. And he's definitely creating jobs for a lot of people out there. So that's dope. That's great. And so even a hater, I mean, we know they ain't, but even a hater, you gotta, tip your hat to that. Like, how can you not tip your hat to that? Let me get in this chat real quick before I move on. Fizzle said, walk, jog, or something. Yeah, you gotta do something. You gotta get out there. Cookie says, I'm not gonna talk about you. Blessed Saturday to you, Miss Joette. Harassing folks this morning. At least I have my glasses on now. Queep had to put on them thick glasses on. Joette says, yeah, Keith is gonna get hurt. Yeah, that boy about to get his... I feel like he just gonna get his ass beat. And let's just hope that he shows up to the post-fight conference like EJ did after he got did dirty by Crawford. Because he almost has to in my book, because all the shit he's been talking a lot of shit. And that's the thing about talking a lot of shit. You gotta show up if you end up losing. Big Sis Quickie said, I ain't got a dog in this anyways. I feel you. Right, at least I'll be tuned before I get in these streets. Yep, if the fight is here, I'm going. I won't have to spend as much this time. Somebody's son might take me. Oh shit. Yeah, but that fight, yeah, that's a prime fight for Dallas, man. I mean, even though Thurman is the more active fighter as of now, yeah, I don't want to see that in Florida. I don't want to see that here. I want to see that in Dallas. That's a fight that deserves to be in Dallas. Because we know EJ sells like McDonald's. He sells like McDonald's. People showing up. He just has that star power. And it just shows you that people love... People love when you be yourself. We all know a loud person, and he keeps it 100. I know a lot of us are still searching for kind of reasons of why he lost that fight, but he's kept his mouth shut about it for the most part. He hasn't said much about it. I mean, a lot of us, we can read between the lines of what it was, but just as a man, he's standing on it. Like, he's not going to make any excuses. He's not putting anything out there. So respect to EJ. get that money, man. It don't matter how much money you got right now. Like, there's even more money you can put aside for your kids, your girls, and your boys. So, yo, EJ isn't married, right? That's just his baby mama, right? If I'm correct. Yeah, yeah. So let's move on to big old Bob Barker. Now, E News, they did a documentary on Bob Barker. Now, Bob Barker, this is this shit is crazy, but it's not surprising. But one thing is, it is disheartening. It's kind of like when the whole Hulk Hogan shit. But even though I'm a wrestling fan, so I kind of heard about it before it really hit the news. You know, it's always been told that Hogan was racist or whatever. But Bob Barker is one of those shows that I would, always love to tune in when I stayed home from school and shit. And you sick, and so you sitting at the crib chilling, and Price is White come on. And I'm not gonna say that I really peeped it, but I always thought it was weird how he didn't like to hug like the black contestant. So basically the documentary exposes Bob Barker's racist ways, and he even had some BBC envy. Y'all know what BBC is. He had some BBC envy because a woman, what's her name? Diane Parkinson, I believe that's her name. She exposed that she was, she had sexual intercourse with a couple melanated men, and I guess he blew up on her. They had a huge argument. As you may not know, but the Miss Parker from Friday, she was one of the first black models on Price is Right. So she was telling a story as well, along with another woman. I forgot her name, but they were telling a story on how she basically exposed that she had been with some black men, and Bob Barker blew up on her, talking about he didn't want to catch any diseases. That was his excuse. But I believe the true reason was because he know that he was working with a mosquito-sized meat. You know what I'm saying? That's the real reason. And I'm calling it out. He was mad because he knows that these brothers like Jamal and Tyrone was really stretching that ass out. So Bob Barker was like, damn. Like, dang. Jerome and them, hitting the bottom of that thing, and, I'm barely going in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing shit. So, I mean, we can read between the lines. We know how it is. And let's just be honest, man. We shouldn't be surprised at Bob Barker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dudes, he was born in like the 1920s. And again, I'm not going to paint every white person with the same brush. No, not all of them were racist, but a great amount of them were. And still are today, the ones that are still alive. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. And the interesting thing is that Bob Barker, he lived on a reservation, but let's be 100. For those who know real history, Bob Barker was a $5 motherfucking Indian. He wasn't no real fucking Indian. Let's keep it a fucking buck. So that's why his skin was like that. He was a $5 Indian. But even them, a lot of them, we know the game, man. We know the game. There's colorism within every culture, and a lot of people love to identify as being lighter if they can. When it's time to be cool, of course they want to be associated with us. When it's time to catch influence, yes, they want to be around us. Again, we move the culture, you know what I'm saying? But they say the only thing a white man's truly created was the patent office. Which means that they created patents and owned up everything. So that's what it is. But Bob Barker, personally, I'm not a person. I don't believe in heaven and hell. I don't. But if you do, just for your sake of what you believe in, he's it's hot wherever it's that boy's on fire, you know. But yeah, it's also interesting too because he was hosting all the way up until 2007. 2007, yeah, he was hosting all the way up until 2007. And that just shows you we already know Hollywood is pure bullshit. We already know the game of Hollywood is full of PDFers like that other group. Um, oh man, that shit crazy, man. It's crazy. It's wild. But man, Bob Barker is it's just crazy just to see shit that we kinda knew would be true, but it's just watching that show was just so nostalgic and I always went like, damn, why he always treat like he of course he would always hug the white chicks and everything, but he literally would say there's clips of him saying like, don't touch me to the black chicks who will be excited for winning a prize, and it's like, damn, bro, that's wild. But that's life, man. Again, like I said, I don't like to paint everybody with one brush. Um, in my opinion, he's just a low quality cracker. That like just like there's some low quality uh, melanated individuals, and my whole intention is to I just want to be around the melanated individuals or whatever culture you're from. I just want to be around the quality ones, the quality individuals. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be the best version I can be. That's all I'm trying to be. And yes, sometimes I do be on bullshit. As you see, I am on bullshit. So let me just speak on that. Hold on, let me see who's in this fucking chat. Big sis says, agree. Right, stop faking and shaking. Miss Joette said, no, yeah, he's not married. Okay, EJ's not married. All right. Big sis Quickie says, right, I ain't even know Bob was like that. Watch that all the time with my grandma when I was younger. He shouldn't be. Not everybody knows how to use what they have anyways. Lil Meat Gang. Yo, just do what up, fam? Appreciate you sliding through. It was for tax purposes, in my opinion. Queen, what was for tax purposes, big sis? All things. What's up, bro? Appreciate you sliding through. Damn. Legendary 2 Cents slid through this hole. What's up, 2 Cents? How you doing, sis? Hold on. I gotta do some. It's something that I always be forgetting to do. Boxing Scholar, holla at the homie. Go ahead and sub to his channel. G Fizzle, go ahead and slide over there. Sub to his channel. Big Sis Quee, slide through. Sub to her channel. Miss Joette ain't got no damn channel. But she's definitely a solid supporter. I'll be seeing her. Famo Just Do. Appreciate you. Slide through. Go ahead over there and sub to a great boxing channel over there. 2 Cents. She's one of she a killer out here in the boxing streets. Her and Jag Queen Boxing. Solid. I just love the content, and they're such, in my opinion, they're just such critical thinkers, and I just love to see them really clown a lot of these dudes who don't know what the fuck they talking about as far as boxing. So make sure y'all sub to all those channels. Brother BC, what's up, fam? How you doing, man? Looking forward to when you touch down in Miami. You know we gonna link up. OG William, old school. Y'all sub to OG William, angry white men over there. They be doing their thing. But that boy D1 really be angry to the motherfucker though. But you know, he be cooking. He be cooking. He be having me really laughing though, man. He be really having me laughing. Yeah, man. But yeah, let me touch base on just I'll be on bullshit sometimes, and I don't talk. I'll be talking shit and shit. And so, just as far as my community post, man, this is just me, and of course I'm just speaking for myself. Once you switch over to that, like I said, once the respect is gone and and you force me to show you my savage side. Like I said, this light work is it don't take nothing for me to post that is, and I'm laughing hard as hell while I'm doing it. Um, I gotta put my foot in your neck every once in a while when I can. That's just what I'm gonna do because I'm petty like that. I'm gonna put my foot in your neck. So I noticed how, the Lion Boise community. I noticed that they weren't talking about Wilder like they usually do. Remember, there was a time when they couldn't do a live without talking about Wilder. But as we've seen, the love just really ain't real like they claim it is because they barely talk about the boy. They barely talk about the man. And after the losses that he's gotten, they should be talking about him even, at least the same amount of time. I'm not saying we understand that they paid for by Devin Haney, so they have to fulfill their contract. We understand that. But at the same time, like, yo, you still got Wilder there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs that support. He needs that push now more than ever. Of course, I want Wilder to win. Do I think he's going to win? I don't think so. But, of course, I want him to win. I want him to show up and show out. That's what I want him to do. But we're going to see. And that fight is actually next Saturday on the 4th, right? Yes, next Saturday on the 4th. So hopefully Wilder can pull through and do his thing. And we see, I already seen a video from Tay Jones. He posted out there in London, I guess Wilder had slid through a boxing gym or something like that out there. So yeah, y'all go over there and sub to Pac-Man Tay ATL Pac-Man Tay. I think that's what it is, something like that. I don't know, one of those. But yeah, he's part of the Bomb Squad clique. And yeah, man, I love, man, like I said, once you get on that side, I'm gonna be fucking petty. And it is what it is, dog. Like I said, it ain't no beef at all. Ain't no bloodshed or none of this shit. It's just, I clearly don't like, and this is the thing, it's not like let me explain this clearly for y'all. There is individuals over there who I would deem as being cool. But the main thing is that I gotta paint the whole crew as what I say they is because they co-signing the bullshit. If you co-sign bullshit, then you'll go along to get along. So you fit in that same jacket. I just put y'all all in the same jacket. But like I said, I met a lot of those cats, and it is what it is. But again, man, I'm not here to say that's gonna be my last time being petty. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be other opportunities that arise that I'm gonna be petty, and that just is what it is. It is what it is, bro. And so it is what it is. OG Yoda, what up? Man, if y'all didn't, make sure y'all go sub to the OG Yoda, man. Oh my goodness, what a hell of a show Friday. What a hell of a show Friday, man. That was a great ass show. That was a great start to my morning. Blessings to you, OG. Man, that was a great fucking show on Friday. 2 Cent, your ass be going live so late, I be damn near and ready for bed and shit. So that's why I be missing your shit for the most part. Well, I gotta give hold on, who the fuck else is in here? Okay, y'all just saluting each other. Again, I am an asshole to the core. I mean, like I said, that's why I always reference Zero, because I'm, maybe Zero, he do be he's definitely more ruthless than me, but I'm gonna give my respect always. But once you touch that other side of that savageness, like I said, when you have a big heart, people love to play. People eventually gonna try to play with you, because remember what's famous these days and just in society. What's famous is for people to try to show how tough they are. But I don't need to lead with that toughness. I don't need to do that. To me, that's softness. That's a mask of how really weak you are when you do that. So I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even just walking around on the street, I ain't gotta walk around with my chest out. I know what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gotta talk that gangster shit, that lame ass gangster shit. I'ma say it like that, lame ass gangster shit, because that ain't really who we are as people. So I ain't gotta act tough. I ain't gotta pretend to be tough. I know what the fuck I can do. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I like to try to build with my people if I can, and if I can't, as I've seen with a few motherfuckers, then like, I'ma just stay the fuck from around you. You know, it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? When you have wisdom in your head, when you have wisdom in your mind, you learn to stay away from people that's gonna make you do something you don't want to do. And of course, my goal is to what I'm gonna do, what I am doing, is staying free forever. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody worth prison time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys can take that as well and stay free, man. We got families to live for. We got kids out here to live for and be a part of. Shit, it's hard, man. You hit behind that cell. Ain't shit cool. Ain't shit cool about that. And definitely ain't shit if you're a man who's heterosexual. Ain't shit cool about being around a bunch of dudes for years on end. Fuck all that. I mean, if you fruity, then do you. If you DL, do you. And also, let me say this, man. I don't have an issue with anybody who get SSI checks. You know, I'm just being petty. I don't have any problem with anybody that's on WIC, because I come from that. You know what I'm saying? I come from WIC. But of course, I'm far removed from it. But if you're a person who truly needs help on WIC, or a person who's truly disabled and you get SSI checks and you truly deserve it, then shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. But my only thing though, I'm gonna say this: if you're on WIC and you driving if you're driving a high-end vehicle, that's a little sus to me. I'm gonna side eye your ass. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be honest about that. Because to me, that shows like your priorities ain't in line. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be honest on that shit. But other than that, I don't have a problem with anybody who gets WIC, who truly needs it. But for those who are on that shit, man, get up off that shit. Do something to take care of yourself, man. I get it is hard, but hey, like I say, man, be uncomfortable, and that's when you truly will rise. But other than that, family, man, hold on, let me get in this chat real quick. Hold on, okay. Y'all saluting each other. Big says quickly, she says, why go back to something that tried to hurt you and go against you? Dumb as hell. Yeah, my thing, like, I had the conversation with bro, but of course things will never be the same, you know what I'm saying? It'll never be the same. And I'm cool with that. It is what it is at this point, but again, like I always just say, to go back to it, I just never had no issue. It was really no real issue. Things folks do to be like them, man, pat on the back, man, fuck all that. BC says, tough matchup. Who you talking about, the Fundora or Chisora and Wilder? Yeah. Chisora is a really bad matchup for my guy Wilder. I feel it is too. And we've seen Chisora get to the end of a fight and then pull that shit off. That's the thing. And so by then, we know Wilder, he said he don't really do, we see how he gasses out. He don't really do road work. So his legs gonna be gone, man. And we already seen the punch resistant is pretty much gone. Man, I hate to see him like that, but it is what it is with the wars that he went up against in the Fury fights. But if he could somehow, this is gonna really show though, because remember, Wilder, he says that he just had a lot on his plate, a lot going on outside of the ring, and this is gonna show. Was that true? Was that true? So it's tough. I know a lot of people gonna say, like, if he wins, then okay, it really doesn't mean nothing because it's Chisora. But if he loses, he gonna get crucified. You already know he gonna get crucified if he loses because it's Chisora. Like there's no way you should really lose to Chisora, really. Even though we've seen what Chisora can do, he's not a scrub. So it's not a tune-up like a lot of people feel. And it's looking like we're just not gonna get the. I mean, let's just focus on this fight for Wilder right now. He got to get past Chisora next week. We're gonna see what happens, man. Um, Let me get back in the chat. ABN, it sure was. Got to get on Crush. William Old School says Crush had me rolling Friday. Yeah, he was. I can't say rare form. He was just doing him, doing like a Leo do. He did his thing. Shout out OG Crush. 2 Cents said, "What up to BC? We gonna do part 2 next Thursday." Okay. Oh, bet. I'm sliding through Big Sis. I've learned to disassociate with the idiots. Yeah, and my thing is like I'm cool with people having a difference of opinion. We don't have to agree, but there's a difference when as we've seen in these streets. There's like there comes a lot of disrespect. And Kui, I forgot who said that on your show on Thursday. Was that Omega? I think it was Omega, or was it? Oh no, it was Famo Picasso. What he said, he was like the disrespect. The real issue when people are telling people, yes, and that is exactly it. And that's just something that awoken the manhood in me. When you try to tell me where to fucking go, first off, you don't even pay my phone bill. And at that, I'm a grown ass man. Like, who the fuck is you? And that's what just shows how castrated a lot of these dudes are on fucking YouTube. Like, you allow these motherfuckers to tell you where to go, and these chicks too. Like, these chicks who are man, come on, man. That says a lot about people's characters. Like, if you allow a motherfucker to tell you where to go and they don't put nothing on Nam Bill in the house, come on, man. And me, like I said, to me that's like some bully shit. And I told you I got bullied before. I don't like bullies. I gotta put a demo down on a bully. That's what I gotta do. So that to me that's a trigger in that sense of like, man, nah, you ain't about to tell me what the fuck to do. Hell fucking no. And if I gotta disassociate myself from y'all, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not desperate for friends. That's a lot of these cats is desperate for friends, and man, my buddy ass niggas. Like, my buddy. Y'all remember my buddy? That's a little 80s. What was that, stuffed animal? The my buddies. Like, y'all niggas is too fucking friendly. Too friendly for me. That's why I say I give respect. I always give respect. But once that respect is disrespected, that shit gone. Nah, it's gone, And it's not even that deep. That's the thing. It's not even that deep. But as I said before, man, I'm happy all that happened. Yes, we had a good time back in the day. But I love knowing who people truly are at the core of them. So I don't miss that shit. Let me say it that way. Yes, we had good times, but I don't miss none of that shit. But man, I'm about to get up out of this shit. I want to read this chat. Myself with idiots. That's what OG Williams said. He said somebody else gonna be taking care of their kids anyways. They just trying to get over on folks moving like that. You already know. OG Bruce Gas, what up, fam? Appreciate you sliding through. OG Yoda, no, BC says he's saying what's up to Bruce Gas. I agree at this point. OG Crush says. BC said I don't want to see Wilder get hurt. Me neither. I don't want to see him get hurt. And it was definitely the worst knockout for me when it comes to Wilder was what Yang did to his ass. It's like, dang, Yang spit that nigga around. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was laughing my ass off because one thing to know about me, I'm going to laugh by any means. Yes, I laugh, but I'm like, nah, man, damn. Why he do him like that? Because as we seen, people started replaying the shit out of that clip. Like, why he spin that man around like that? Like, that shit is fucked up. Hello. Yeah, but yeah, that boy Yang spent that man around. That was, to me, that was the worst knockout. I don't count the Fury knockout just because I know what all played into that shit. Yeah. Fury cheated. I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to go into that whole monologue about the bullshit, but Wilder was cheated. There shouldn't have been no second fight. He won the first one. But anyways, moving on. Saluting each other. He looked bad against Zhang and the square head dude. Isn't Zhang the square? Zhang is a square head dude. Are you talking about Parker? Yeah, Parker. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did look bad. That shit. The question is, can Wilder find Bomb Squad one more time? Old school William. It seems like he can't really pull or it's just not as effective. It seems like it's just not effective anymore. It seems like people just know how to neutralize it. That's what it seems like. Because remember, in his last fight, he was hitting him with some shit, but it didn't. Remember, he didn't even drop the dude in his last fight. Even the diehard Wilder fans are saying we'll see what happens. I'm telling you, like, I love Wilder and everything, but I would love for him to pull it off. I just don't see it happening. But we're going to see. Okay, quickly say, yeah, that was Picasso that said the Daywalker. That type shit sounds crazy. Definitely not desperate for friends at all. Wherever I go, he goes. Yeah, you remember that BC. I had one of them, my buddy. I had the black one. I had the black My Buddy doll. And I had the My Pet Monster too. I'm an 80s baby. So I had the My Pet Monster with the little glow-in-the-dark handcuffs and shit. That shit was hard as hell back in the day. Oh yeah, Kid Sister. Okay. Yeah, I remember Kid Sister. Says Old School William said, Bruce Gas, I'm a diehard Wilder fan, and I'm definitely worried. I'm telling you, that was a bar fight knockout. I think Wilder, weak legs affects his man. Because remember, you punch from the legs. And just imagine how much more of a killer he would be if he were to work on his legs. Like, god damn, like why? He kind of played himself. Let's be honest, y'all. He played himself. Like, why not? Because the hips, that's what you punch from the hips, the legs. So, come on, man. What's going on, Wilder? You could be so much of a killer if he would have just... And also, we know that he kind of pretty much telegraphs his shit. So, you see it coming. They see it coming now. Elfie. I remember Elfie. Didn't they end up saying that Elfie was an alien or some shit? Didn't it come out like he was supposed to be an alien? But I thought he was supposed to be like an animal. But Big Sis Quee said, I had my buddy and the kid's sister too. Yeah, my sister had the kid's sister. But yeah, man, I appreciate all y'all for sliding through this chat. Much love to you all. You already know how I do. I like to concentrate my blessings. So I wish a blessed Saturday and blessed weekend to all y'all. I'm going to see a lot of y'all in the chat tonight. So look forward to that. Again, nothing but love. I'm about to get about this bitch. Wifey got some shit to do, so. But again, you already know that I'm here for a short time, not a long time anyway. But Replay gang, thank you for smashing the like button. If you're new here listening, thank you for hitting the like button, smashing the sub button. As always, onward and upward. I don't need your applause. It's the God Opulent LD TV. And to the next one, I'm gone.